Welcome to this episode of The Chiefs. I'm Ami Pamintuan.
Ako po si Robbie Alampay.
I'm Ed Lingao.
And I'm Lucy Cruz Valdez.
Tonight, let's talk about the military and uniformed personnel or MUP pension reforms.
Again.
Oo nga. Pero
but this time,
house,
abay, meron ng recommendation.
Oo, pero this time, sinasabi again na may problema tayo sa recommendations niya.
At ang nagpo-pushback nangunguna si Gibo, ang Defense Secretary.
Right.
Gilbert Chodoro, di ba? Standing up for...
Kasi you can imagine the pushback from the military and police.
Yes.
Kasi lahat sila ipag-contribute dun sa House version.
But
Singled out sila.
But
don't you think that's a, well, brave thing to do? To actually say, mula ngayon, magko-contribute na kayo. I mean, they're risking the ire of this
we knew that
400,000 strong, diba?
And this is why we were following this story from the very start because that was always part of the premise. No? A lot of people were saying, oy, palaki ng palaki ang problemang yan. Somebody has to put their foot down because the past administrations just kept passing the problem on to the next administration. I think that was clear. Pero yung ngayon, yung developments ngayon, ang para sa akin, it seems like it's coming to a head kasi on the one hand, yung messaging from the House, from no less than the Speaker and also Congressman Salceda is that, eto, may nahanap na kami. Diba? Eto na. Ang ganda na ng solusyon. And then immediately, no less than the Secretary of Defense saying na,
swift yung
Teka muna.
Yeah.
Kailangan kong pagtanggol dito ang military.
Actually, ang gist lang talaga is whether to contribute or not. When you think about it, yun lang ang pinaka-gist. In
And
fact,
who
ang sense ko is, okay lang na bawasan yung indexation. Wag lang kaming pag-contributing. I think talagang dun sila against.
Saka isa pang problema, bakit sila lang daw, yung ibang uniformed personnel, hindi pa rin, hindi covered
Exactly.
Kaya nagrereklamo si Gibo, bakit yung military pa ang ang pinilit na mag-contribute?
Kasi marami sila. I think yun yung logical.
That's police,
pero
corrections, jail.
MUP, kasama naman dun yun
Jail, ang dami nun
Kasi 400,000, 150 yung military. The rest is, police. So,
yan na nga.
So, kumbaga, ang nakikita ng mga economic managers is yung dami nila. It's the sheer size of the organizations involved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
Well, pag-uusapan natin yan ngayon. Marami tayong tanong. With us tonight in the studio, retired Vice Admiral Ariston de los Reyes, and on Zoom, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, Chairperson of the Committee on National Defense and Security. Good evening, gentlemen, and welcome to the Chiefs.
Good evening, sir.
Magandang gabi po. Magandang gabi po, Senator.
Good evening po, Senator.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening sa inyo lahat.
Okay, tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang mga usapin dito sa hindi matapos-tapos, pero as far as mukhang yung House of Representatives, si Congressman Joey Salceda, mukhang okay na siya. Kaya lang si Defense Secretary Gilbert Chodoro, hindi siya masaya sa nangyari. But you submitted the position paper. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes.
This is in reaction to what the House passed, di ba?
Yes. Ganito yun Nasabihan ako na supposed to be a guest resource person, kaming mga retired sa 23. Pero later on, naalaman ko na lang na parang tapos na. Hindi kami natuloy na.
Okay.
So anyway, ako naman, nag-express din ng concern ko doon sa certain aspects ng kanilang package na sa pananaw nila yun na ang dapat na i-propose doon sa bill.
Yes. Anong tingin niyo ron?
Base dun sa aking isinulat kay Congressman Salceda, dalawa ang aking concern. Una, sabi ko, may concern ako dun sa gagawing contributory yung pension system ng MUP.
Yes.
Lahat. Na magiging initially 5% sa
Yes.
unang 3 taon.
Yes.
Tapos may government
Lalaki,
counterpart
di ba? May 7,
contribution.
tapos 9% after a certain
Yes.
number of years.
Tama yun.
Yes.
Eh ngayon, isa pa, yung pension indexing o yung adjustment
Right.
ng pension ng mga retired, ang kanilang iniisip na ipopropose, 50% nung increase ng pay kada
Ng active.
taon ng mga nasa active.
Yes.
Ang inilagay nilang proposal, ang gusto nilang i-recommend ay 3% increase of pay every year for 10 years.
Yes.
Ayun. So, doon sa dalawang aspeto na yun ng kanilang package, ang aking comment bakit nagkaganoon samantalang 2 years ago, the same ad hoc committee, ang kanilang package, part of the package would be non-contributory pension
Pa rin.
system pa rin. Kaya lang, ang pay adjustment naman, 5% daw a year for 10 years. And therefore, the pension indexing would be in accordance with that 5% increase in pay.
But that means walang nabago dun sa original package nila last year, di ba? Kumbaga, hindi nakatipid. Ganun naman kasi, di ba, sir? I mean, that's how it
hindi.
was. First, it's non-contributory.
Yes.
That's what we're trying to depart from.
Yes.
And secondly, yung indexation, 100%. Diba? Kung ano yung natatanggap ng mga active personnel, yun din ang
Yes.
matatanggap. So,
Yes.
in other words, there was no change based on the original ad hoc committee proposal. But now, they're saying it's contributory.
Yes.
Diba? Pero in transition, diba? May phases.
Yes.
Tapos pangalawa, 50% na lang yung matatanggap ng mga pensyonado.
Tama.
Yes. So, hindi kayo payag doon.
Yun ang concern ko dahil ano ba ang ipinagbago 2 years ago at saka ngayon para galawin ng major and significant changes yung pension system ng MUP.
Nalulugi raw.
Dapat. Or actually, more to be more precise, not
Fiscal
just sa nalulugi. What if ang isang nagbago lang is that you have a government now saying na actually matagal na tong crisis na to, it was building. And you just now have a government saying na we have to finally confront this. Because the reality is, every administration, meron ng mga nagsasabi na actually palaki ng palaki yung problema. The only thing that's changed for a lot of people is that somebody's just finally put their foot down and said, kailangan nating harapin to.
Noong namang mga nakaraang taon, hinarap naman yan at pinag-uusapan din sa Kongreso. Halimbawa na lang, nung previous Congress, meron ng mga iba-ibang bills tungkol dito sa addressing nitong pension system ng MUP. Kaya lang, ang nangyayari, hindi naman kasi thoroughly studied o hindi completed yung staff work, na basehan ng gustong pagpapalit doon sa pension system na i-reduce mo yung benepisyo ng MUP. Could you imagine the implication doon sa 400,000 regular o active personnel, MUP personnel? Puro ang gusto bawasin. Tapos, ano talaga ang magandang dahilan o justification? Pagka merong mga hearing sa both houses of Congress, hindi kompleto yung completely justified yung mga rason.
Well, nabanggit niyo po yung both houses of Congress. Bago naman yan maaprubahan, it will have to go through the Senate, ano? So, Senator Jinggoy, kumusta yung,
Yes.
yung deliberations niya? Kasi, you know that Gibo Chodoro raised some major issues dito sa pinasanga ng House. Yang why daw discriminate? Bakit daw yung AFP lang ang nagkaroon ng ganitong adjustment, and yun na nga, yung bakit daw biglang naging mandatory contribution and yung 100% indexation. Kumusta po yung deliberations in the Senate?
First of all, I have already conducted a hearing only once, and I believe that our economic managers were having a roadshow after I conducted this hearing, and I have yet to receive all the documents or all the results of the roadshows. And up to now, unfortunately, they haven't submitted the results of all the roadshows that they made. But I have already talked with the National Treasurer of the Philippines, Mrs. Rosalia De Leon, and probably this coming Tuesday, they are ready to submit all the results of the roadshows that they made.
Pero Senator, ano sabi niyo dun sa naging recommendation ng House panel?
Well, hindi naman porket naipasa na ng House, maipapasa na sa Senado. We will have to scrutinize it very, very carefully. And we want to have a win-win solution here because this is a very delicate and complicated problem. As you very well know, maraming mga kumukontra at marami rin naman na pumapabor dito sa pension. But as far as I'm concerned, as a citizen of this republic, there is no pension without contribution.
Oh, okay.
Kailangan talaga.
All right, so
Kailangan
offhand,
talaga.
on the issue of whether or not it should be contributory, you agree that there ought to be some contribution.
There ought to be some contribution.
All right. What about
And
on the indexation? What do you think about the indexation?
Well, sa indexation naman, kasi during the last administration, remember President Duterte had already increased the salaries of the soldiers. Dapat nung pa lang, kasi mag-effect yan sa mga retired military officers. Siyempre,
That's right.
kung magkakaroon ng increase, magkakaroon din ng increase ng pension ng mga retired officers. Kailangan yun, ang dapat nilang ginawa nung araw, nung in-increase ni President Duterte, dapat doon pa lang antemano, binawasan na nila ng contribution doon sa increase ng sweldo.
Pero sir, pwede ba akong mag-baseline lang muna? Kasi, well, this is for both of you, sir. I read yung position paper ng Class of 71 ng PMA, and it appears that you're confronting, you're questioning yung pinaka-basic premise ng Finance Department at ng Treasury na merong fiscal crisis as a result of the existing pension fund. And you're presenting your own data here. And in fact, if I got it correctly, you're saying that there is no such thing as a fiscal crisis. Among other things, you say you did not find any, at least Class says, there's no proof that the MUP pension budget is ballooning and it will lead to a fiscal crisis. As well, you're also questioning that the deficit is increasing because of the pension funds. I'd like to get both of your positions on this. Sir, kayo po muna. So, ano po yung as far as you're concerned, is it really a bigger problem as Secretary Jocno saying?
Aming pananaw dyan, sinabi ng ating mga financial technocrats na merong financial crisis. Pero hindi ipinaliwanag kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng economic crisis na yon. So sa aming pananaw, dapat merong basis of comparison. So halimbawa, ang gross domestic product ng Pilipinas ay nasa 23 trillion, more or less. Ang pension ng MUP for 2023 is 128 billion. So pagka kinompute natin yun, 0.5% ng ating GDP, yung pension ng MUP. Crisis ba yun? Magiging cause pa ng financial crisis yung 0.5% na yun ng GDP. Ngayon, sa national budget, magkano ang national budget ng 2022? Nasa 5.2 trillion something. O 128 billion is roughly 2.4% of the national budget for this year. And yung sinasabing ballooning, hindi namin makuha kung ang ibig niya sabihin nun. Pero ang meaning ng ballooning, yung nagkakaroon ng sudden increase. Pero ano ba ang nangyayari sa pension ng MUP? Simula noong 2019, hindi na halos nagbabago yan. Ang pagbabago na lamang ay dahil sa pag-increase ng nag-retire versus dun sa mga yumauna.
Pumapasok, yes.
So halos nakapeg sa 128 billion, 127 since nung mga 2019 na nagkaroon ng pension adjustment because of indexing. Pero 2016 to 2018, hindi wala kami pension indexing. Yung 2018 na ibigay lang after 2019 na. So, ano ang average percent ng MUP pension in terms of total budget of the government? Average 2.4%. Hindi siya nagbabalon. Ang dapat ang totoong meaning ng ballooning para sa amin ay naging 4%, naging 5%. Hindi ganun ang nangyayari.
Yes, sir. Sir, your reference pala, sir, is that hindi nag-i-increase siya as a percentage of the budget.
Yes.
But I think the point of view of the technocrats and government is that it still is a huge amount. You're still looking at an amount that's higher than the budgets of many other departments in the country for the entire year.
And if I'm not mistaken, they're looking at a 6 to 7 year increase. It's not like overnight, no? But they were projecting.
Yes.
Into 7 years from now, baka daw nga mag-collapse pa.
Yun ang mahirap ding intindihin. Paano magko-collapse? Ngayon nga 128 billion. Ala naman kaming pay increase. Wala namang pay increase. So, ang pension pareho pa din.
Senator Estrada will get your views on his opinions, but we're just warming up. We'll just take a break. We will continue. Don't go away.
Secretary Gibo Teodoro is opposing the new substitute bill approved by the House's ad hoc committee that introduces a new pension and retirement program for military and uniformed personnel, or MUPs.
Teodoro noted that imposing mandatory pension contributions on MUPs without a transition phase will, quote, definitely have an impact on our soldiers. In particular, Teodoro does not agree with the blanket contributions for military personnel, especially those who have completed 20 years of active service.
Welcome back to the Chief. Still with us, retired Vice Admiral Ariston de los Reyes, who's also part of the PMA class of 1971, and Senator Jingo Estrada, Chair of the Senate Committee on National Defense and Security. Senator, narinig niyo po yung mahabang explanation ni Vice Admiral, and siya yung mga hinaing, we've been hearing about it actually for some time now. What are your views on this na hindi naman daw, bakit daw pinag-iinitan yung MUP Hindi naman daw talaga, if you look daw at the numbers, medyo mahirap daw patunayan yung warning about a fiscal collapse.
First of all, tungkol doon sa fiscal collapse, fiscal crisis, alam mo, I suggested to the economic managers to refrain from using that term, fiscal collapse, fiscal crisis, kasi nakakatakot, parang kukolapso na yung gobyerno pagka hindi natin inaksyonan itong problema ng MUP pension. No? Ang masasabi ko lang, kasi nung araw, ang military ay naghuhulog din naman meron naman silang sariling contribution through the RSPS. Ngayon, nag-collapse ang RSPS, doon na lang sinalo ng national government yung kanilang pension. Sabi ko nga kanina, there is no pension without contribution. And imagine, mas malaki pa ang binabayad natin sa mga pensioners. This is depleting the funds of our national government. Kung ako naman masusunod, syempre, mas gusto ko, wag na sila mag-contribute. Kaso mo, unti-unti na madideplete yung funds ng ating gobyerno kung hindi natin aaksyonan. Ang sabi ng mga economic managers natin, aabot ng 9 trillion pesos. And that's a huge amount of money. But let me state, no, I just received a copy from the Department of Finance with regard to their nationwide roadshow. Maraming mga pros and cons, and I think this will face exhaustive deliberations in the Senate kasi talaga madugo ito. There are other senators who does not want the military to contribute. There are some who wants only new entrants patawan ng contribution. Right. Let me state that the initial 5% monthly contribution rate from the MUP is too burdensome for low-ranking soldiers, especially the EPs, yung mga enlisted personnel, which makes up the bulk of the AFP active force. And there are around 163,000 enlisted personnel. No? On the other hand, there are around 21,000 plus officers. Marami sa kanila may mga utang at nakaprograma na yung pupuntahan sa kanilang mga sweldo, katulad siguro yung mga housing loans, mga tuition ng mga anak, etc., etc. Now, if a private, yung pagpalagay natin, E1, earns 29,668 a month, tapos yung lowest ranking MUP, halimbawa yung mga private, seaman 3rd class, police officer 1, patrolman, will be deducted 1,483 pesos for the first 3 years. Medyo, ang sabi nila, medyo mabigat, no? Medyo mabigat sa mga mas mawawang nakapwesto. But ang sabi ni General Roldan, yung Deputy Chief of Staff ng J1, dati pa naman may monthly contribution na dapat binabawas sa sweldo natin. Natigil lamang ito kasunod nga nung pag-abolish ng RSPS. No? Kailan sila nung pamalan ang buong halaga ng pension. Ilang taon na nakalibre ang mga MUPs. Dapat siguro magpasalamat tayo na ngayon lang tayo magbabawasan ulit matapos ang ilang taon. That was what General Romel Rodan said during the nationwide roadshow.
Okay. Admiral, umiiling-iling po kayo. Nakita ko sa ano.
Yes. Pardon me, Mr. Senator. Meron po akong mga i-explain na medyo naiiba dun sa nabanggit ninyo na parang merong input from other persons na ang pananaw ko wala sa ayos. Ang pension system po ng military ay talagang non-contributory simula pa noong 1935 pursuant to the Commonwealth Act No. 1. Ito kasi ipinaris sa Amerika na sa Amerika po, ang non-contributory pension system ay exclusive to the military. Ang tawag nila dito is a gift. It is a gift of the American people to their soldiers for their dedicated and honorable service. So, all through the years, non-contributory ang military. Ngayon, noong 1978, circa 78, nag-create ng RSBS si late President Marcos. Ang intention nito ay mag-build up ng fund para iyon ang magiging source ng pension. Pero non-contributory pa rin ang pension. Hindi pa rin kami kumukuha
sa RSBS?
sa RSBS. Binabawasan kami ng 5%.
So, contributory nga.
Yes, pero ganito, ang kondisyon ng pension na yung kung tuloy-tuloy, ibinabalik doon sa yung mga nagre-retire, yung kontribusyon. Paglaki sana ng pondo na yon na naka-invest sa RSBS, yun po ang gagamiting pang-pension sa amin. Hindi pwede dahil flawed yung system. Walang counterpart contribution yung government. Paano mo namang masasagot o mabibuild up yung fund? Isinosoli pa doon sa mga retirees yung na-contribute nila. And at the same time, liliwanagin ko, ang pension pa rin through the years, maski nung kami nagko-contribute na, ay through annual appropriation. So
in short, para siyang cooperative fund. Yung RSBS in a way.
Nangyari.
Oo, hindi naman talaga siya.
Ang intention, para yung pondo na yun na makabuild up, dyan na kukunin yung pondo in the future. May flow nga. Kasi unang-una, walang counterpart contribution ng gobyerno. Dito sa GSIS, 12% ang kanilang counterpart. Sa RSBS, aside from the 200 million na seed money, wala na. Yun lang 5% namin.
Admiral.
Plus interest. So, masasabi ko, mali ang input ng iba naming mga kasama na nag-contribute na kami sa aming pension. Hindi totoo yun. Lahat ng aming pension, ako, in my case, simula noong 1971 na ako yung naging commission officer, ang alam ko talaga lahat yan. Ang pension ng mga nag-retire, galing sa appropriation.
Ganun pa man, compulsory
and then yun.
Hindi ho ba? Compulsory yung contribution nyo sa RSBS.
Nung time na yun, sinuli at saka in-stop
siguro
na.
yun yung notion nila ng, marunong din naman kayo mag-contribute So, kakayanin siguro. Ngayon, baka yun naman yung kanilang
Hindi
pananaw
doon muna ini-explain ko muna na all along talaga, ang military hindi nag-contribute sa pension system nila. At maski na nga nung may RSBS na, annual appropriation pa rin. Kasi nga, ang totoo, with the benefit from hindsight, flawed o defective yung sistema ng RSBS.
Admiral and Senator, ako, ang na-pick up ko, there are two very clear differences in how we're perceiving this. One is on the contributory nature of this. Clearly, there are differences in opinions there. And then, even more fundamental to that, the question of how big of a crisis is this? Can we actually afford it? I want to bring in another thing that Secretary Teodoro brought up. And he said, look, let me also stress something particular about our military personnel in particular. And he said, there is a sui generis mandate emanating from the 1987 Constitution. The military is, in effect, the Secretary is stressing, kakaiba yan. We should treat it as a totally different category from all other military, all other uniformed personnel, including the police and so on. And among other things, sinabi niya, they don't get any other support from other agencies. They don't get any support from local governments in particular. I want to ask about that because doon sa version ng House, they do parang erase some of the differences. Very repeatedly, they will say this will now create a uniform benefit between the military and other personnel. It creates a uniform 90% of longevity pay plus base pay. This is a benefit that the PNP does not currently have. It will create that and put you in the same category. That's just one example. But I want the two of you to just expound on that a bit. Should we be in this entire discussion for military and all other uniformed personnel? Should there still be that differentiation? And why is it important for the Secretary of Defense to stress that there should still be that differentiation?
Well, we will have to study that very carefully, no? But initial reports that I have received from the Department of National Defense, ang gusto po nila, separate yung management ng funds ng pension ng military as compared to the other uniformed personnel. Pero GSIS pa rin ang hahawak ng pension funds. And kanina, napakinggan ko po si retired Admiral De Los Reyes, mawalang galang na po, with all due respect. Sinabi niyo po kanina na kayo mismo ang nagko-contribute sa RSBS. So talagang merong contribution, merong pension contribution kayo nung araw. Na sabi ko nga kanina, natigil na nga yan nung na-mismanage po yung RSPS at sinagot na po lahat ng national government from there on. So siguro ang aking palagay, siguro we will have to ask the GSIS to pattern siguro the system of the RSBS only with regard to the military pension, if that is okay with you. And we will, and also I will also have to consult the economic managers with regard to your concern, Admiral.
But then you think it's flawed. That's what you were saying, the RSBS system.
Yun po ang problema, Senator. Hindi natin pwedeng ibalik yung sistema na walang counterpart contribution yung gobyerno at yung contribution ng sundalo ay ibabalik sa kanila with interest. Kasi nga with the benefit from hindsight, mali yung konsepto. Pero inuulit ko po, Senator, maski na yung mga nag-retire nung prior to 1971 na ako'y pumasok sa Navy, talagang ang pensionin ang gagaling sa appropriation. At hindi po na-stop yun. Parang naka-standby lamang yung contribution. Forced savings para sa amin yun.
Sir, sasabi niyo po, yung dating RSPS, hiwalay pa yon doon sa pension na pondo ng gobyerno.
Parang nga may cooperative sila, tapos may pondo, di ba?
Nag-umpisa ito, build up, pero hindi nag-function as a source of fund for pension. Merong tinubo.
Intent. Yun yung intent, pero hindi nangyari.
Hindi nangyari. Naka-separate yung pondo nandyan. Hindi ginagalaw para sa pension.
Yeah.
Not a single centavo was used para sa pension. Pero isinoli yung kontribusyon ng mga sundalo sa kanila plus interest 6% o meron time na 4% lang pag-retire o pag-alis sa serbisyo.
Senator Jinggoy, is there a way to improve the RSBS system, allow some degree of contribution or contributoriness, but at the same time, there's a government counterpart, which is what most pension funds are naman in government, di ba?
We will have to consult the officials or officers of the GSIS with regard to this issue. No? At ang gusto ko lang po malaman ni Admiral De Los Reyes, yung sa mga retired, yung sa mga kasulukuyang kumukuha ng pension sa ating gobyerno, yung retired officers, I would like to make it clear, dito sa aking dinadraft na bill tungkol sa MUP pension, hindi namin gagalawin ang inyong pension. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang ligaya ninyo. Alright? Ang inaano po namin, yung new entrance, yung active personnel ng MUP, kung paano po mababawasan ang ballooning deficit ng national government.
Okay. Okay, we still have a lot of questions, but we just need to take another breather. We will continue this conversation after that. The chiefs will be back.
Yes.
fund, sometimes there are ups and downs. Hopefully, there are more ups than downs when you manage the fund so that there would be no need for GAA support. We want it to be as self-sustaining as possible. However, the reality is it may not. But then again, the financial burden to the government is reduced. We would have to determine who in the active service should be made to contribute and what rate. That is still to be determined. Because it doesn't make sense for somebody who's already invested, let's say, 28 years, 29 years in the service to let them contribute.
Welcome back to the Chiefs. We're still with our guests this evening, retired Vice Admiral Ariston de los Reyes and Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Admiral, siguro you can give us an idea. Talaga bang, kayo lang ba yung mga hindi, well, at this point, kayo lang ba yung hindi nagko-contribute sa pension sa gobyerno?
Sa Pilipinas, hindi lang military at uniform personnel ang non-contributory ang pension system. Mabuti at itinanong mo yan. Ang mga huwis, the members of the judiciary, the prosecution service, and the constitutional commissions do not contribute to their pension. And when they retire, ang kanilang marireceive ay yung pay nila nung sila'y umalis sa serbisyo plus all the allowances that they will receive from the government. Kailangan nakapag-serve sila ng 15 years minimum, 3 years of which would be for the judiciary or prosecution service. Ngayon, nakagear yan para dun sa lateral entry. Hindi naman tulad ng military na second lieutenant, pupunta ka sa general, 30 taon yun kung sinuswerte ka. Dito hindi ganun. Assuming na lahat ng MUP mag-contribute, the Philippines would only be the country in the world na ang non-contributory pension ay exclusive to the justices, to the prosecution service, and to the members of the constitutional commissions. Samantalang sa ibang bansa, tulad sa Amerika at meron pang iba, exclusive ang non-contributory pension sa military.
Okay. So, Senator,
reaction.
Senator Estrada, narinig po niya yun. So, meron ba pag-asa na yun na nga na bakit naman daw gano'n yung judges, prosecutors, justices, yung constitutional bodies, non-contributory din naman daw. Bakit daw yung sinisingle out yung military ngayon?
Well, all I can say that is very new to me, and I will have to consult the Secretary of the Department of Budget and Management and all the economic managers of this administration with regard to the non-payment of pension by the judiciary.
But Admiral, I don't want. I'm not getting into the principle of it yet, no? Lalong-lalo na kung yung iba naman ganito, no? But is it possible that it's just a matter of math as well? I mean, I don't know if you have the numbers as well in terms of...
Mas maraming hamak ang
ilan ang military uniform personnel versus the members of the judiciary.
Okay. Ganito yung... Kung sa numero, maraming numero. Ang total MUP, 400,000 active. More or less, ang AFP doon, mga 150,000. I don't have the exact number. Ano ba ang requirement para maging municipal trial court judge ka? De 5 years in the government service. Yun. At age 30. Would you imagine ang mga huwes, hindi ko sinasabing alisin yun. Hindi ko naman sinabing ganoon. Ang huwes, 30 years old, major general, with all the allowances pa, higher than the salary of the major general. Tapos ay yung pension nila later on ay indexed to 100% to all the pay and allowances. Hindi naman sa dahil konti, taasan mo sweldo ang pension. Mas tama pa sa pananaw ko, kung ang mga huwis ay i-exempt dun sa salary grade standardization, tulad ng ibang nasa NGO. Tingnan nyo yung sa Bangko Sentral, ang kanilang pay 41 million a year. Okay yun. Pero ang kanilang pension ay base pa rin dun sa GSIS.
Yes, sir. Sir, I get your point, sir, and I understand that
Yes.
you're giving very stark comparatives. But some might also argue that actually emphasizes the point of the need to rationalize all these benefits,
Yes.
not just of the military and uniformed personnel, but as well the justices, the judges, and the
Yes.
prosecution service. Baka there's a need to take a second look or review all the benefits, additional benefits allotted to all the sectors involved, including,
Yes.
of course, the MUP.
That's what the senator
Yes.
is now saying. That they
Yes.
will look into it.
Naka-on ba tayo?
If I can,
Yes, yes, Senator.
Yes, sir, please.
kay Admiral De Los Reyes, may I know if you know, ilan yung members ng judiciary as compared to the members of all MUPs? If you have the figures.
Senator, ang estimate ko po dun sa judges sa Regional Trial Court at saka Municipal Trial Court judges ay mahigit 2,000. Ngayon, ang sinasabi ko nga po,
2,000 na po, 2,000.
madadagdag ko yun, Senator. Ngayon, ang argument ko dito ganito hindi naman ang basehan ng pagbibigay ng non-contributory pension system ay sa kaunti pero mataas yung posisyon Dahil kung ganun po ang sasabihin natin, bakit ang presidente hindi rin gawing non-contributory pension? Isa lang siya. Bakit ang vice president? Hindi rin. Bakit ang mga senador? 24 lang. Bakit sa GSIS sila? Bakit nila non-contributory bakit contributory rin ang kanilang pension? Paano po? Ang tinatawag ng non-contributory pension system ay exclusive yan based on the practices in other countries. Doon sa mga naiibang at katangi-tangi ang kanilang performance of duty, 24/7, their business, their work involves risk of life and limb. Yun ang pumapasok sa Amerika, halimbawa, UK at iba pang bansa, yun yung mga nasa military. Dito sa atin, pinagbigyan naman yung iba na, sige, isama na rin yung uniform personnel. Sige, okay lang naman din yan. Yun ang gusto ng pamahalaan kami naman sa military, sige, okay lang yan. Basta kami nandiyan naman, talaga namang gawin pa rin namin ang duty namin. Kahit na nga kami nako-court-martial sa revised penal code trial din pag kami nagkamali, sige lang. Pero ngayon, kukwestiyonin yung contributory system ng pension ng military. Medyo siyempre meron ding yung mga nakakaintindi mag-i-explain.
No, I take it
Siguro,
to me. Yes, sir.
Admiral De Los Reyes, siguro sa next hearing ng Senate tungkol dito sa MUP pension bill, maybe I can invite you as one of the resource persons to shed light on it.
Yes, sir.
Senator
It
Jinggoy,
will be a pleasure,
naka-record
sir.
tayo. Dapat
Sir,
invite niyo siya.
maski mag-report ako sa inyo anytime, maski wala pang hearing, I will do that.
Ayun
And for the benefit of the audience, ako po nag-attend na rin sa hearing sa Senate noong time ni Senator Lacson as chairman. Noong 2021, 30 September 2021, na ang pinag-usapan din namin ay yung MUP pension. At doon niya ho na pag-usapan na, doon sa ibaba sabi ng ad hoc committee sa lower house ang pension system daw ay non-contributory pero inililimit sa 5% yung pension indexing. So sabi ko po noon, I concur, Mr. Chairman, on the provided na yung limit na yun kapareho din sa other non-MUP non-contributory pension system. Ang ibig kong sabihin, okay yan, basta pare-pareho kami with the judges, with the justices, with the prosecutors, and members of the constitutional commissions.
Senator, ihabol ko lang yun kasi yun na nga nabanggit niya. Nung panahon pa ni Senator Lacson, pinag-uusapan na yan And sabi din ni Senator Trillanes, wala naman daw lagi nangyayari dahil nga there's a lot of pushback now. We have pushback even from Defense Secretary Gilbert Chodoro. Sa nakikita nyo, mapapasa ba itong MUP Pension Reform Bill? And are you seeing any compromise, Senator?
Well, that depends on the results of the roadshow. They promised me to give all the results this coming Tuesday, and once they give me the results, I have to study it, and siguro I have to conduct a committee hearing again with regard to this purpose. And with regard to your question, kung ipapasa ko to, I think we have to pass this before the year ends.
Okay.
That's a deadline.
Before the year ends. Okay, ayan ha. Well, marami pa po kaming katanungan, but unfortunately, we've run out of time. We'd like to thank our guests tonight.
Pero huwag mag-alala si Admiral De Los Reyes. I will invite you as one of our resource persons.
Thank you very much, sir. All the time po.
Promise. Ayan. Okay. We'd like to thank our guests tonight, retired Vice Admiral Ariston De Los Reyes and Senator Jinggoy Estrada. So, uulitin po.
Salamat, sir.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Salamat, Senator.
Thank you also for the opportunity. It's a pleasure meeting you all in person.
Here are the highlights of our conversation about the proposal to reform the MUP pension and retirement system.
As far as I'm concerned, as a citizen of this republic, there is no pension without contribution.
The members of the judiciary, the prosecution service, and the constitutional commissions do not contribute to their pension. Ang pension system po ng military ay talagang non-contributory simula pa noong 1935.
Hindi namin gagalawin ang inyong pension. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang ligaya ninyo. Alright? Ang inaano po namin, yung new entrance, yung active personnel ng MUP.
Alam mo, may kanina, nung nag-intro tayo, sinabi mo, mukha namang ang issue dun lang sa question ng contributory eh. Ito, pagkatapos natin kausapin, there are at least two other very important things that emerged. One is, the Vice Admiral was in fact questioning the very premise for the crisis, the fiscal crisis. Basically, he was saying, hindi naman kami naniniwala. Yun yung unang lumawas na, pero yung pangalawa, basically, pangatlo na hindi natin na-anticipate. Itong sinabi ngayon, parang pati si Senator nagulat. Itong, teka muna, bakit Camila? Kasi meron pang mga ibang kategorya sa gobyerno na malaki rin ang pension, non-contributory rin.
Yes, judges, prosecutors, members of the constitutional bodies. Saka sabi niya, ang minimum na pension ng mga yan, kahit kukunti yan,
mas
parang
malaki.
Major General.
Correct. Yeah.
Pero kasi if you aggregate them all,
Hindi ka
you
pa
look
rin
at the math
nakabol.
kasi, iba pa rin yung timbang eh. I mean, yes, in the end, you look at them individually, pero you also have to look at them as an aggregation eh.
Yes, but there's the math and then there's the principle.
Yes.
And I think yun yung masalimuot pagka dumating na yan
that's a
sa
good
mga
point.
sa mga hearings. Kasi pagka, well, in effect, I don't think that was his intention and he kept saying it. But in effect, pagdating niya sa politika, sumbatan yan. Kung hindi man sumbatan, damay-damay tayo dito. And ngayon, pagka dinamay mo na yung Supreme Court, dinamay mo na yung mga huwes, constitutional bodies, then you start to get an idea na, siguro kaya nung past administrations na talagang ang hirap talaga
And then,
i-untangle
last
nito.
question ko nga sa inyo, do you think what Senator Jinggoy said, that this is going to be resolved before the end of the year, will happen?
Yan na nga tinatanong ko. Dahil
Something as
nagkaroon
simple
ng
as
discussion.
definitions medyo magulo na. Like, how do you define contributory and non-contributory?
Dahil sinasabi
Nagkakaiba sila
niya,
ng
di ba, kinokorrect niya eh.
Yeah.
Hindi naman kami actually, it's not the real contribution dahil
RSBS
parang
naman.
savings lang
Yeah.
siya eh.
Yeah.
Binabalik sa kanila yung contribution, unlike us. Yung contribution natin, yun yung pension natin.
May thrift savings plan ng US Army eh. They contribute 1 to 5%.
May
Pero I
interest
think-
pa sila.
But I think from his perspective kasi, that's non-contributory because binabalik lang sa kanila in the same way that
At may interest, di ba? Sabi niya, 6%.
May interest eh.
May
Yes,
interest
yun
pa
ang
yung
point.
savings mo.
Oo.
So, hindi ka sa kayo RSBS pala, hindi
Hindi
pala.
naman siya pension. I mean, that was the intent, but it never got there.
Yeah.
Anyway, sa Senado kayo magpaliwanag dahil sabi ni Senator Jinggoy, papatawag kayong lahat sa Senate
Hindi naman.
hearing.
Siya lang. Siya lang lahat. Hindi ka nakikinig. Wala kaming dapat panagutan.
Okay, bababa pa itong kwentong to and I'm sure we'll bring them again here dahil sa May House version na, pero yung Senate version, mukhang
Correct.
niluto pa lang ni Senator Jinggoy.
Correct.
May hearing pa na.
Maraming
parating.
House version na pagdating sa
There you go.
Senate, completely different.
Ibang-iba.
And
Baka hindi mag-reconcile eh. No?
at saka hindi naman pabiro yun. Totoo naman na nakita naman natin, mukha rin naman talagang Senator Estrada
Yes.
was genuinely surprised by
Right.
some of the insights of the Vice Admiral
Exactly.
at itutuloy sa Senate hearing.
Yan.
Yeah. So we're not letting go of this topic. We will have this again in the next few weeks. So be sure to watch out for that. And that's all for this edition of The Chiefs. I'm Ed Lingao.
We hope what was discussed here will keep the conversation going. I'm Lucy Cruz Valdez.
We'll see you again next week. Ako po si Robbie Alampay.
I'm Ami Pamintuan. We are One News, all sides, all the time.